He was born in Cambridge City, Indiana, enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in May 1987.
Hoorah.
He did his basic training in San Diego, California, studying aviation electronics in Millington, Tennessee, and Tustin, California. After being stationed in Air Station New River in Jacksonville, North Carolina, he served aboard the carriers in the Mediterranean Sea as an aviation electronic technician and flight deck troubleshooter on helicopters. He participated in operations Sharp Edge, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and Provide Comfort. He completed his service to his country in May 1993 at the rank of corporal. Aaron was awarded Southwest Asia Medal with Bronze Star, National Defense Medal, Good Conduct Medal with a Bronze Star, Marine Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, Navy Unit Commendation, and Sea Service Deployment with 2 Bronze Stars. Aaron and his wife Donna live in Savannah. At this time, I would like to introduce Aaron Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests and fellow veterans, I'm humbled to be asked to speak in honor of veterans. It's always a little awkward for me speaking about veterans and also being one. A Marine veteran is a title I wear proudly. From a young age, I respected veterans and their service. You see, my father was a World War II Army vet, seeing his first action in the Battle of the Bulge. His brothers Howard and Harley participated in D-Day with the Navy, and brother Lloyd, United States Marine, served in the Pacific Ocean, island hopping from the likes of Tarawa, Saipan, Guadalcanal, and Iwo Jima, all historical moments in our country. I would go to family gatherings, and I would get to hang out with my uncles and hear these events. They just weren't events that I read in history books. It was events that they participated in. They served their country when needed, they stood up for what was right, and they stood up for our freedom. You see, they were my heroes. And to be honest, who doesn't want to be like their hero? And in this day and age, I think we need all the heroes we can get. Amen. Not the ones on screen, real life heroes. And my uncles and my dad were my heroes. See, they were part of the reason I enlisted. And I look back and I see how blessed I was that I had them into my life. Because they poured into me things like hard work, loyalty, integrity, and most of all, their love for this country. Every veteran has his or her own story of entering the military service. Many enlisted the day after the attack on Pearl Harbor or after the terror attacks of 9/11. For others, it began with a letter from the U.S. government saying they'd been drafted. But yet when their service is complete, veterans of every era, of all backgrounds, and of all branches have certain things in common. And those shared commitments and experiences form bonds that last a lifetime. I'm thankful for those bonds, not only during my time of service, but to this day. You may see veterans from different branches giving each other a hard time. There's even rivalries between them. Army-Navy football games, the Army-Air Force games. Heck, the Navy's always popping off to the Marine Corps about how we're just a department of the Navy, which is true. We just happen to be the men's department. Hoorah. But that's just part of the camaraderie that bonds us. We were all trained that we were the best. And the truth is, we all are. To all my Marine Corps brothers and sisters, I'd like to take this moment and wish us a happy birthday. Tomorrow we celebrate 249 years of kicking butt and taking names. Semper Fi. And then for my one public service announcement, veterans, if you haven't already and you need any assistance with the VA, our crew here at the Hardin County Veterans Office is second to none. Shad and Stephanie have a heart to help veterans, and they can assist you on getting the help. If you're lucky like me, you'll have 2 new lifelong friends. Go see them over at the Annex. Fellow veterans, your service has shaped this country we live in today. We've defended freedom, protected our values, and shown the true meaning of courage. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of Afghanistan, we face challenges that most can't even imagine. but our impact goes beyond the battlefields and our time of service. You see, we brought our leadership, discipline, and sense of duty back to our communities. We've become the teachers and coaches, the first responders, the business leaders, and we're each other's neighbors. And I believe we're the backbone of America. To the families of our veterans, your strength and sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. You held down the home front during deployments, provided comfort during difficult times. You've shown incredible resilience in the face of uncertainty. And you deal with the aftermath of not only the physical demands, but the mental stress your veteran has faced. Today, we honor you as well. You see, my father's family was a Gold Star family. Uncle Harley was serving on the USS Glennon in Operation Neptune, which was the naval part of Operation Overlord, commonly known as D-Day. His destroyer struck a mine and became disabled while giving artillery support on Normandy Beach. 2 days later, German artillery sank the Glennon. 38 sailors wounded, 25 missing, including my uncle. Uncle Harley was deemed unrecoverable. My family put a marker on the local cemetery in memory of him, and we make that trip every Memorial Day to honor him. He's also honored at the American Battle Monuments in Cambridge Cemetery in England, a destination that's on my bucket list. But unknown to the family, in 1957, they pulled the Glennon to the shore and remains were found. They were unidentifiable, so they were sent to Belgium and stayed there till 2021 when they were exhumed and DNA testing was completed. On March 22nd, 2024, Coxswain Harley Alexander, United States Navy, was positively identified and officially accounted for. They will be placing a rosette next to his name on that wall in Cambridge, England. Now I want to make that trip more than ever to show that he has been recovered. So on June 29th of this year, 80 years and 21 days after being killed in action, Uncle Harley was returned home. Department of Defense and the U.S. Navy provided full honors at every step, going above and beyond. As the family met at the funeral home that morning, we loaded in limousines and headed to the cemetery. Police escort, honor guards, all the normal, but what happened next was incredible. See, the town of Greenville had showed up and lined the streets, waving American flags with their hands over their heart, not just one spot. I'm talking about blocks and blocks and blocks. First responders in uniform lined up in formation outside the fire station and police station. They even came in from other townships. As we got to the edge of town, families came out of their farmhouses to honor Uncle Harley. Veterans saluted their fallen brother. This went on for 10 miles. And as we reached the cemetery, over 200 people were waiting. The family made its way over to the canopies, and the service started. And like today, it began to rain. But not a person budged. All stayed to honor him. 200 people that didn't know him, cousins that only heard stories and saw pictures, stayed in the rain. After the plane attacks, of course, it stopped raining. It was truly an honoring service for a fallen hero. And we have a saying in the military, no one left behind. And on that day, Harley Alexander was returned home. On the ride back, I was reflecting. And I asked why. Why did all these people show up? Why did all these people stand in the rain? Why would people do this? And I came to the conclusion rather quickly, it's patriotism. And I'm here to tell you, patriotism is alive and well in America. Because these weren't people, they were Americans. And Americans show honor and respect where it is deserved. Americans are proud of this country. We get caught up so much that sometimes we have to be reminded how great this country is. I'm here to tell you today that the United States of America is great. Veterans showed their patriotism with their service duty. You showed your patriotism by showing up here today. Thanking a veteran's great, and I always reply, it's an honor to serve this country. And it was, because I love this country. Another way of thanking a veteran is take the time to teach your family, this next generation, what patriotism is. Show them what patriotism is. Lead by example and show them how a patriot acts. Teach them that freedom isn't free. Teach them what my uncle taught me, that you need to be proud to be an American. To quote my first commander-in-chief, President Ronald Reagan, veterans know better than anyone the price of freedom. They've suffered the scars of war. We can offer them no better tribute than to protect what they have won for us. So finally today, as every day, the prayers of the American people need to be with those who wear our country's uniform. They serve a great cause, and they follow a great tradition handed down to them by Americans' veterans. We owe them the life we know today. Thank you for having me, and may God bless America, and God bless all who defend it.